Good evening everyone, and welcome back to Chaosville, and I am your master of horror for the evening, lying in bed more. Now, the voice that you are hearing presently is coming from the future, because when I recorded this particular first 10 minutes or so of footage, my face cam and my sound recorder decided to both balk, so I had neither for the first 10 minutes. But anyways, you can see that the portal here now has a new look to it. That's because I made this nano brush from Enhanced Portals, and that basically allows you to set the default look of the portal. So here I've got it set as Mossy Brick, which looks quite nice for this particular portal. And that effect, I don't believe that carries through to any portal that you go to through it, but you can set specifically the look of the portals that are, I think, just blank. But anyways, most importantly, this is the Chaosville town. You can see that's just shut itself off. That is because I have set up a little system here which will maybe clue you in exactly to what this particular portal is about. So let me see, glasses from Enhanced Portals let you see the look of specific parts. So now we can see the redstone interface is there. So the one on the left is set to output a signal whenever the portal is active, and the one on the right is set to deactivate the portal when it receives a signal. So I just got a repeater in between the two so that the portal is only active for a fairly short period of time. It's not on constantly, it can't be on constantly, which helps to save power. And there's a little, there's just a spare poppet shelf underneath the controller there, which allows it to stay loaded and turn itself off reliably. Over there is the reactor setup, which Tyson and Miles are working on. There's the Squiddy Mart, which Delta Squid's working on. We've got a town hall, there's a park that way, and there's Nipty's hospital. But this particular location is the Lying-in Trains station. This is going to be the transport hub for the area. And basically I'm going to be mostly using Enhanced Portals to do the trick, because you can do them in all different shapes and sizes. And I might have something to do later with the Rite of Transposition from Witchery, but by and large that's what this area is for. So you can just walk up and type in whatever direction, whatever destination you want to go that has a portal at it, and it will be able to send you power, items, all manner of things. Easily done. More or less for free, although I do have a donations box idea planned, because we're probably going to have to rent power from the reactors. But over on this direction, on the other hand, we have the second build that I'm involved with. There are two, with this weird hologram that's coming out of the building diagram. But this is the Witch's Apothecarium, which will be our store. So here is where we will be selling various things from Witchery. Probably our popular item will mostly be poppets. I'm going to take a wild guess there. So that's things like the Death Protection Poppet, the Tool Protection Poppet, the Armor Protection Poppet, and possibly the Voodoo Protection Poppet. Just as a sneaky idea, I guess. I suppose people will be interested in having that around. But I'm probably going to make this place largely off camera, at least the first structure of it. I'm not really entirely sure what's going on with the Squiddy Mart here, with all the dirt in there. I suppose you'll have to watch the Delta Squid channel to find out more on that. But I think I'm going to try and do it up like a sort of classical fantasy style witch's house. So not like the witch huts that we have in Minecraft's swamps and stuff, but it'll look pretty nice. And then we'll have things like AE systems, and I think probably I'll try and find a Coven Witch and contain them as like some kind of salestress, so they can just like sit behind the counter and advise customers on various products without attacking them, because Coven Witches are normally non-hostile. But that is more or less the way things go here. I'm just going to take a quick look at the trading options, because we did have a trading system in IC2, but we no longer have it. So we've got the trade station from Forestry, which I believe ties into the Forestry postal system, rather than actually being a functioning, like, input items, get items out. And then there's the trading post from Extra Utilities, which just shows you the different trades from surrounding villagers, so it's not really what we're looking for either, so we may have to engineer a specific system, which would be fun. That'd be nice to try. But by and large, that is completely untouched as yet. The train station, on the other hand, is, well, it served as my travel hub, so I could hop between the Chaosville location and the well whilst we were flattening the land and terraforming and doing all sorts of stuff. Like, the entire area is in one biome, which is courtesy of my Rite of Shifting Seasons, applied many, many times. But yeah, right now not much is happening on my end over here. We'll probably get to work on that a bit later once I've got a more reliable system, so let's just dial the well again, which I haven't stored inside this dialing device, so people don't come along and just check it out. And there we go, and we can see that the portal actually still has its view, and if we go back there, we can see it's turned itself off, which is great, because it saves power. But I'm just popping back so I can use the nano brush and just demonstrate this. So we do that, and then we tell it to look at the indirium block. You can see the bottom half is the only part that's done that so far, but once you activate it, it does fill in the rest of it. Like so. So now, it is a portal made of indirium blocks. Hardly cheap, although cheaper than it might look. So, I like it. And there you go, it's turned itself off. Perfect. So yeah, perfectly works. You can even change the particles, and if you have... There's a bunch of different modules you can put into the enhanced portals things. For example, there is a module that allows you to make it silent. I may start installing that as writ, because that sounds glorious. Nether portals are notorious for their volume. But, the glasses actually give me half a health and half an armor point. That's interesting, I did not expect that. Okay, well, back with that normal helmet on, and what we are mostly going to be doing today is we have quite a lot of neurotoxin backed up at the moment. So we're going to take a quick look over here and just see how things are set up at the moment, and then we're going to start on working to move it over to a neurotoxin-based system. So you see we've got the grinders. We don't have the Huntsman in just yet because he's still terrorizing Dave Ferrum. But the grinders don't work even if we can spawn the Huntsman, which we can, I know that much. So the grinders have to go, as well as the power going into them and the item ducts coming out of them. Because the item ducts are... well, the power is irrelevant now because it only feeds into the auto-spawner, because the vent and the exhaust... the vent and the fans, I always get the two mixed up for some reason, will not require any power. Those are part of the modular socket that is part of the engineer's toolbox, which we've gotten to know quite well from doing Gascraft lately. But those don't actually require any power, those require redstone signals, more or less. And the item duct is going to be fed probably by a vacuum hopper, which will similarly be pulling up the what's the phrase? The XP orbs that drop from the murdered Huntsman. And from there, we will also be looking to shove the liquid XP, because liquid XP and mob essence are two different things. We want to keep the liquid XP, we want to keep the mob essence, because that's still kind of handy to have around. So we'll be sticking that into an open, I think it's the open blocks or possibly the extra utilities shower, XP shower, which turns liquid XP into XP orbs. So we'll just dump those over a Mine Factory Reloaded sewer, which will turn that into mob essence properly, so that we can then actually feed things in. And I think I'm, yep, just showing off where the sewer is. So there it is, you get 4 of them when you craft it. Fairly cheap overall, and doesn't require any power to run, which is an extra bonus. I believe this is... yeah, I just need to do this one part. And we are very rapidly approaching the point where my... well, firstly, my mouse cut out, as is wont to do whenever I use the scroll wheel for some reason. Every now and then it happens. I don't know why it does it. It doesn't happen often enough for me to call it a big bug, but it's kind of strange nonetheless. And then I noticed that, hang on, why does my sound recorder say 10 minutes and my webcam say 5? And then I just, yeah, things did not go well from there. And you are in a really weird place, lady. What are you doing there? That's bizarre. Anyways, we'll skip ahead a little bit because you don't want to see more of me rambling whilst I try to explain what's happening in the footage from memory, which we all know. If you've been watching my channel for long enough, you know that my memory is absolutely terrible. So, with that in mind, let us go to me from the past, talking about events as they actually happen. Okay, so apparently I just lost about 10 minutes worth of footage. Well, I have the footage, but I have no commentary and no face cam. So I'm just going to assume that I've spent the last 10 minutes narrating over that, and we'll just continue from there. So, where was I? Oh yes. I'm tearing out all of this worthless stuff that we no longer need. Oh, I was hoping that would actually take that away still. Ah, pity. Okay, that's interesting. So it'll take it. It won't take it away if I'm mining it directly, but if I'm mining a block near it, that's an odd system. But we'll deal with it. Okay, so we're cleaning this stuff up so that we can... Oh yes, lying Bedmod's online. The only person. Oh well. We're cleaning this up so that we can get to work installing the new grinding system, which will also require that we seal this up quite a bit tighter, so that we can actually make it airtight so that none of the neurotoxin escapes, or we'll have possibly bigger problems than just a horned huntsman running around. Phew, okay. Get in there, get in there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We might as well take this back another step, because we probably are going to need some room for wiring after a point. Ooh. Hello, Miriam. How are you? Oh, really? He left you? That's so surprising. I don't know why you would ever think of that. I love talking to these guys. I love talking to them like the wags, I think is the phrase. Although it's a terrible term, I'd say. Okay. Let's call that there. Probably going to want to move this around for a bit as well, but we'll leave it there for the time being, because it's not hurting anything. Oh, I missed a piece of the item ducts. Okay. So, in the future, the item ducts will be fed by a... Has my mouse seriously disconnected again? Wow. Hopefully that's not a herald of something terrible as well, because it did that right before everything went down full. Okay. So in the future all of the items are going to be picked up by a vacuum hopper, and then pumped through, so that shouldn't be anything to worry about. And then the vacuum hopper will also be able to pick up the XP that is dropped, feed that into an XP shower. Let's just see where that is. There it is. Very cheap, just takes XP, it shoves it into bowl form again. But then to the sewer it'll create mob essence, which can pump it down to here, and then it'll just keep going. And this room is presently, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall, as is the Huntsman, so that's perfect. And then here or here, I can't really think of which, we'll go with here. We'll cut out a space for the portal to go into, which will be what teleports him from here to over in the room, which is, no, actually I think it is almost roughly the same plane. And, ooh, can I get it down? Thank you. Okay, so we need to airtight this, so that the neurotoxin potentially escapes. The question then becomes, why am I taking parts away when I want to make it airtight, I guess? Hello, lecture. Jeez, everyone's visiting today. Okay, so if we stick, excuse me, that there, there's now a space there that is within the block, so they can't actually come out. So we don't have to worry about any gas escaping there. We do there, but we'll stick the sound muffler back. And I grabbed a lever. Let's stick that there so we can have some sound while I'm doing stuff. Because it really is very, very disconcerting when there isn't any sound going on. Okay, continue around. Is that actually still working? Yes, it is. Okay, so apparently the sound muffler cannot be disabled by power. That's news to me. Let's stick that there. Okay, so far we've got a contained area. We can test it later by pouring water or something into this. Doop. And a doop doop. That is bizarre. It really is creepy. You wouldn't think that a lack of sound, just as a concept, would be creepy. That, on the other hand, that was creepy. But no. Okay, so that gives us a sealed room. Do I have a water bucket on me? No, I don't. I suppose I could pour lava in there, but I'd rather not. So that gives us our closed room scenario. Pop there, okay. So there is no full block in here, so that means the gases cannot escape. And then I think around here and here, or actually possibly even just here, but basically we need to find a place to install a vent and a... open that up please. A vent and a fan. Sorry, that's getting kind of dark, isn't it? Jeez, everyone's coming in. I don't actually know what the rulings are and where exactly it is they spawn. I just happen to know that they pop up here and there as you're wandering around. I've had them spawn at like Will Strife's place, but I think they might focus on the location of your bed. I'm really not certain. But anyways, the vent is an item from Engineer's Toolbox that goes into the modular sockets, and its function is to release gases in its tank into the environment, 4,000 millibuckets worth, and oh hello, more wiring, of course. We're getting a little bit on the credit side around here, aren't we? This is the wiring for my waystone duplicator. We can hear Voodoo running around there. Voodoo is presently my only familiar. I had to kill the other two, Hadwig and Spuds, because after an update it seems like there was a weird shift to them and none of them were actually recognizing my commands, even though they were definitely my... well, they were definitely registered to me, but they weren't doing much more than sitting up or standing down. It's very kind of strange. Oh, well, we'll have to deal with that, I suppose. Okay, so... oop, that's way far away. Here. Now, let's us grab a new modular socket. I think I have some spare parts on that notion. Does not stack? That's interesting, grinders don't stack. Let me see, machine chassis. Let's just pull up the socket so I can see that. Yep, they are. Machine chassis, control circuit, PSU, chest, that kind of thing. Okay. So, let's see, PSU, control circuit, and a chassis. Let's empty out my inventory a bit. Doop, 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 doop. That should probably go into that. I'm just putting fingers in all the wrong places right now. Wow. Okay, we need a chest and a bucket, which we have plenty of iron for, which is good because the train station is going to require a lot of iron. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that gets us our socket, and now we need a vent. Here we are. Release gas from an internal tank when there are 4,000 millibuckets in the tank and it receives an internal RS pulse. It's going to need a redstone input module as well. And that is a hopper, a fluid output, a control circuit, and a bar. Which I think, miraculously, I might have entirely. More or less. Control circuits, I think we may be just out of them. Balls. Okay, well that's just redstone and gold nuggets, so we'll grab that, and I think we'll probably have to call it a day, because it's kind of late, especially with all of the time I lost from having to narrate over stuff. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, get rid of, control circuits. And a hopper. So, boop, boop, doop, 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 doop. Get. And there, and there gets us our vent. So, let me just... actually, I can probably get down there and eat just sprinting through here. Eventually, I'm thinking this kind of corridor will contain the full power station of the area, but for now, we've just got this. Okay, so, we want to be feeding in our gas from around about there. Or, no, should that be another block over? That should be another block over, I think. Where's my wrench? There it is. Still creepy. Okay. And this is coming from a guy who is a massive fan of horror movies. So now we apply our vent there, and we tell it using our remote to look at tank 0. And we also want to make a fluid input so that the fans, which will suck the deadly neurotoxin back in, will be able to pipe it back into this, so it'll be largely conserved. Because this is a 4-block high space, the rule on gases is that they will dissipate if there are 4 blocks of air or more above them. So consequently, we are going to suffer some loss, a tiny bit, not actually that much, but some, a significant volume to say the least. Can't we just link this up? That's it from that level, because that is going to be where everything else happens. With the portals and stuff. Charlotte, could you move, please? You're somewhat in the way. Yes, you. So, excuse me. You really also don't want to be stood in here when I have this thing running. Okay, and then we need a redstone input on the side, probably about here, because we can't pass power through the portal because the portal frame doesn't carry a charge. Right, but that is probably it for today. So we've made a start, we've seen Chaosville, and we've got plans for that, and we've finally made a start on putting together the application of our deadly neurotoxin. And Charlotte, I presume, is getting quite worried. Oh, she's fuming. Okay, well, I shall catch you all guys all next time. I hope you have enjoyed whatever improvement is noticeable in the audio quality, because this pop filter is huge, a lot bigger than I thought it was, although still quite a great deal smaller than the box it came in. Always the way of Amazon, I guess. But with that, I shall catch you all next time.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or a favourite, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now, catch you later.